Welcome back. The deadline is fast approaching, the ultimatum nearing its end over the ultra-Orthodox IDF draft crisis that could topple the government. Last autumn, Israel's High Court struck down exemptions for the ultra-Orthodox, saying it goes against the principle of equality under the law. The court, though, gave the government 1 year to find a solution. The powerful ultra-Orthodox religious parties, they're threatening to withdraw their support for a budget over this issue. Israel's defense minister says he is outraged, even telling reporters that the Israeli people are being taken hostage by ultra-Orthodox extremists who are playing with Israel's security and could be dragging the country into an unnecessary early election. Joining us once again is our diplomatic correspondent, Mike Wagenheim. Mike, give us an update into this coalition crisis. Could there be a compromise on this issue, and what would a compromise look like?
Normally, a compromise in the Israeli government is defined by how long they can kick the can down the road, which is what they've been doing with this current issue for a number of years. Here's the latest. The defense ministry, which is led by Avigdor Lieberman, the Yisrael Beitenu head and the avowed enemy of the ultra-Orthodox here in Israel, was supposed to make recommendations to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as to how this bill was supposed to move forward, how some sort of compromise could be reached, and how Haredi conscription would affect the defense ministry, whether it goes through or not. Lay out the options, basically. The recommendations were delayed for about a week, but they finally went to the prime minister yesterday. He's going to take a few days to read them over, look them over with defense minister Avigdor Lieberman, make any last-minute changes, and then send it to the gatekeeper of the Israeli parliament, the Ministerial Committee for Legislation. The committee will then get together this coming Sunday and figure out if they can move forward with the legislation. Keep in mind, if the ultra-Orthodox party, United Torah Judaism, doesn't like it and they say, no, there's no way this can pass, it becomes very unlikely that anything can get done before the end of the summer session, which is just about a week and a half away, and that could, again, cause threats and problems and possibly the end of the coalition, though it's likely the issue will simply be kicked into the next session.
Mike, tell us quickly, how frantic will this week of last-minute negotiations be then? We're hearing strong words from coalition partners, from the defense minister, really attacking the ultra-religious parties. Can they come to the same table?
They can come to the same table. They should probably have somebody sitting in between them, though. But it's the same threats that were issued during the last session as well. It all came down to the wire, and they agreed to leave it up to other people to try to resolve the issue. United Torah Judaism says that they don't mind going to elections. They'll be just fine. Polling says that may not necessarily be true. Yisrael Beitenu is not necessarily all that strong in the polling right now either. Neither side really has a real incentive to go to elections, but this is something both the Avigdor Lieberman, the head of Yisrael Beitenu, and the Defense Ministry, and United Torah Judaism head Yaakov Litzman of the Health Ministry, they both feel incredibly strongly that they should get their way with this particular issue, and neither one seems willing to back down.
All right, we'll see how it goes in the days ahead.